What's going on, all my winners? Mike Winning here from Winning Tints. And today, in this video, we're gonna be tinting this 2020 red BMW M8 Competition Coupe with 5% on the rear windshield, 20% on the side windows, and 20% on the front windshield. With our S7 ceramic film blocking all those UV rays and IRs that mess up the interior and protect your skin too, baby. You know how much this thing is worth? 150 grand though, in your hand though. Do you understand though? This is an M8 competition. Cool looking reddish orange color. They only made 10 of them in the world, and this is one of them in here at Winning Tints. About the color of this car. We wrap cars, so we could change the color of the car. We could throw some paint protection film on it. It's up to you, really. If you have a black M8 competition, we could wrap it up with the same color or a very similar color. But I understand people want to have a certain car in a certain trim, a certain color, because it's more rare, it's maybe worth more, something like that. Just keep in mind, you can always wrap these cars up. Here at Winning Tints, we could definitely make all your BMW M series dreams come true. And while the winning team is installing the film, I'm gonna be giving you some facts and a brief history about this legendary and almost forgotten BMW 8 series. Then I'm gonna compare it with other coupes within its class. Stay tuned, winners, you're not gonna wanna miss it.
Keep it 100. You don't want to be seen in the public. You immediately make your appointment. Pretend in the car and you love it. 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 Pretend in the car and you love it.
So, what does BMW stand for, guys? You may be asking yourself. Aside from what other people say, I don't know, break my wallet, it actually stands for Bayerisch Motoren Werk, something like that. I don't really know how to say it, I'm not German. And the famous M logo stands for motorsport. The difference between BMW and BMW M's is kind of a tricky question. BMW focuses on luxury, comfort, and everyday practicality. The BMW M series, they're performance models that are engineered for drivers that have passion for power. But there are variants within those differences, and that's what we're gonna talk about. So don't confuse the M Sport with a real M series car. Now the M Sport is an accessory package that can be added to almost any BMW, which makes it look like an M series BMW. This is like the poor man's M series BMW. The M Performance is a speed package, basically swapping out the basic BMW engine with a more powerful engine. You know, turbocharged 6-cylinder, adding 100 more horsepower, hitting 0 to 60 in 3-point-something seconds. Last but not least, the M series is an extent of the M Performance in a completely different department focused on a track racing and competition package, being the top tier of this department. Come on, guys, get with it. You want the M series, and if you can't get the M series, don't worry about it. Get the regular BMW with the M package. That way you could cruise around looking like you're in an M series BMW, but you're not. Who cares? Nobody knows the difference. In 1972, they started the M Motorsport division, and that's faster BMWs, because before that, it was just luxury BMW. And now they wanted to focus on race stuff, competing with Mercedes and all those other cars that are racing. In 1994, they came out with the first M series for the people, which was a 5 series. So if that kind of confused you, what I mean is they took a 5 series BMW, which is the 4-door bigger BMW, not like the 3 series, and then they came out with an M series for the people to buy at the dealership or whatever. Before that, it was just for racing. It wasn't for the people like you and me. And by the way, these numbers, when you say the 2 series, 3 series, 4 series, now the even numbers, those are the 2-door cars, and the odd numbers, those are the 4-door cars. Just keep that in mind. Since they had more series, more cars to make, they were selling more cars, which they could take that money and reinvest it back into the racing program. And then in 1997, they won this famous Australian Tour Championship thing. I don't know about that. I'm not Australian. I'm sorry. I'm over here in America, but Google it. The most noticeable difference between the BMWs that are M series and the BMWs that are not M series is the body style. The M series BMWs tend to be wider. The reason for this wider body is so they can have wider tires, so they can twist and turn around racetracks when they're racing these bad boys. What do you guys think about this new bigger grille that they're putting on the 3 Series and the 4 Series? They call it the beaver grille. It's like really big. They didn't really put it on the M8, if you notice. They left a smaller grille. What do you think? Should they put it on the new M8? Should they put the bigger grille? I mean, maybe because the car's like flatter, it's like lower to the ground, maybe that's why they kept a smaller grille. Kind of like the i8, you know, this M8's electric cousin. Even on the i8, they're not really grills. They're just meant to look like that. It is a hybrid. It doesn't really need the grills like that, but if you notice, they're not really grills. We'll talk about the i8 a little bit later in the video, but what do you guys think about the front of this car? Should it get the bigger grille? Hold up, let's Photoshop this car with the bigger grille. Who knows? These cars, they tend to like redesign as years go on. Instead of redesigning the whole body, they just kind of redesign the front ends, then the back lights and little things like that. Maybe they might bring the bigger grills on later years to come on this M8 series.
We always keep it 100. You don't want to be seen in the public. You immediately make an appointment. Pretend in the car and you love it. 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 Pretend in the car and you love
it. So what do you guys think about this M8? You like the body style? Do you like it better than the one before it, which was the M6? Let us know in the comments below. Now, personally, I think this 8 Series looks beautiful. A lot of people say that it looks like a Ford Mustang. Look at it side by side. What do you think? I mean, I see the similarities in it, but 8 Series is something else. Even if it did look like the Ford Mustang, that's a good looking car too. That's not even a bad comparison. Since this is a BMW M8 competition, then we gotta talk about this M8 competition's competition. At this price point, you can get cars like the S-Class Coupe, the SL Coupe, the AMG GT, the Aston Martin Vintage, the Tesla Plaid, the Audi RS e-tron, the Audi R8, that new Volvo Polestar, which doesn't have the Volvo name on it, but hey, the beautiful Acura NSX. Come on, Honda guys, come on, stand up. The Nissan GTR, the Maserati GTS Grand Sport, the Porsche Taycan Turbo, and the 911, just to name a few. And we can't forget about this BMW M8's evil electric hybrid cousin, the i8. Come on guys, you know the i8, that's a beautiful car too. I mean, it got the doors that go up, it got the futuristic styling. I mean, it actually looks like a $150,000 car. Is it as fast as this car? Of course not. I mean, like, who we kidding, guys? The i8 is not a fast car. It's not slow, but compared to this beast, nah, it's not touching it. But still, it does look great. You know, it is a very good looking car. So would you spend 150 grand on this car for the speed, or would you spend it on the i8, you know, for the looks and the wow factor? You know, you arrive in the i8, people see you, doors go up, you know, ladies go crazy, guys, you know. You know, this M8 is up against a lot of big boys. Is it worth spending 150 grand for this car over those other cars I just mentioned? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Let me know in the comments below. So what about the old 8 Series? You know, the one with the flip-up lights. Come on, are they ever gonna bring flip-up lights back? Don't you like flip-up lights? It gives a car a different look when the lights are off. It's more sleek, there's nothing in front of it. A lot of cars also got flip-up lights, like the Lamborghini, like the Ferrari F40s, Corvettes, even Porsches. Remember the Porsche from Scarface that instead of flipping up like this, they flipped up like this? That was really cool. Speaking about the Lamborghini with the flip-up lights, Lamborghini actually designed a body style for the 1 Series BMW, but it never really got put into production. They had some problems. Lamborghini wasn't playing their part. I guess they were hating on BMW because they made more money. This was around the time that Lamborghini was going bankrupt, which it went bankrupt like 50 times. It got bought out by everybody. I even bought Lamborghini until I sold it to Audi, which is currently owned by Audi. I'm just kidding, I never owned it. I wish I did. That 8 Series was really cool. They had an 8-cylinder 8 Series, and they also had had the 12-cylinder 8 Series. Yeah, you know about it. It was called
The Great 8.
These BMWs, they got a lot of different trim levels, but they had the 840i, they had the 840ci, which those were V8s. Then they had the 850i and the 850ci, which those were big boy V12s. And then the big boy Mac Daddy of them all was the 850 CSI. Not to be confused with crime scene investigation, nah. Those letters don't stand for that. What do those letters stand for? I don't even know. If you do know exactly what these letters mean, could you just tell us what they mean in the comments below? Please. What I do know is that nowadays, if you have like a 540i or 535i, what that means is the first number is the series of the car. You know, you got the 2 Series, 3 Series, 4 Series. The first number represents the series of the car. The second and third numbers, that stands for like the engine or the power it has. Back then, it used to stand for exactly the displacement or the engine type. Now it doesn't, because they started making so many new BMWs that now they just left those same numbers, but they just can't keep up with all the turbos and turbos. Just can't do it, you know? But they still keep the same numbers. And really, these numbers are really more for the manufacturers, for the people ordering parts for it or building the cars. These numbers don't really matter for regular people like you and me. They're really more for the manufacturing process. They want to know which car is which car has what engine, you know, when you go to the dealer. Now, between the regular non-M series BMWs, you got the 840i, which is a 6-cylinder with 335 horsepower, and then you have the M850i, which is a 8-cylinder with 523 horsepower. Now, are you gonna feel that difference of 200 horsepower? Of course you are. Now when you go up to the big boys, which is the M8s, you have the 8-cylinder 600 horsepower 8 Series BMW, and then you have the M8 Competition, which is another 8-cylinder 617 horsepower. Who cares about it? Doesn't even matter. Really, it's only like 17 horsepower difference between the regular M8 and the M8 Competition. Are you gonna feel the difference between the 617 horsepower and the regular 600 horsepower? You might, if you're that much of a freak, you know what I mean? It's just that the Competition has a bit more things. How much is the price difference? 17 grand though. What that means is you're paying like $17,000 more for 17 more horsepower and cooler little features on the body and interior of the car. Is it worth it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Winning wants to know. Shout out to Winning Window Tints California. Caesar and them are out there killing it. Stay tuned to next week where we drop a video where we fly out to California. We're doing big things out there. We're building inside the shop. We're wrapping way more cars. Car scene in the West Coast is a little bit more serious than out here in the East Coast, in my opinion. Probably because of the weather. There's no snow, less potholes. If you think differently, comment down below. You know, we'll have a little debate about it. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button. If you like what we're doing, let us know. We want to keep improving these videos. We're about to hit 10,000 subs. If you see this video after we hit 10,000 subs, you already know. Still subscribe. Man, we put a lot of work and effort into these videos. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what we could do better. We answer every single comment. If you look down below, every single comment down there is gonna be answered, or at least like. I mean, some of you guys just say some weird stuff, so we can't really answer to all of that. But people that write like cool and interesting stuff, we answer to those guys. And pretty soon we're gonna bring those live videos back. Don't worry about it. We just need more subscribers. Till next time, guys, check out this BMW A Series inside the shop, because it looks different inside the shop and outside the shop with the tints, that is. We'll see you on the next one.
We always keep it 100. You don't want to be seen in the public. You immediately make an appointment, pretend on your car and you love it. We always keep it 100. You don't want to be seen in the public. You immediately make an appointment, pretend on your car and you love it. We always keep it 100. You don't want to be seen in the public. You immediately make an appointment, pretend on your car and you love it. Pretend in the car and you love it. Pretend in the car and you love it.